Hello, my name's Adam, and this is day 7 of my 31 days of horror. As mentioned, this is my 3rd year of doing this, and having started with Night of the Living Dead, I'm now up to the 3rd and best of the original George Romero zombie films, Day of the Dead.
First came the night, then came the dawn. Now comes the most eagerly awaited day in horror film history. George A. Romero's Day of the Dead.
We've been punished by the Creator. He visited a curse on
Hello! Is anyone there?
For the few remaining, their only hope of survival is to find a cure.
You're wasting time trying to define what's happening.
But the odds are against them.
We're in the minority now. Something like 400,000 to 1 by my calculations.
And so is Captain Rhodes.
Anybody else have any questions about the way things are gonna run around here from now on?
Their one chance is Bub.
It's working on instinct. A deep, dark, primordial instinct.
But their time is running out.
They can be fooled, don't you see? They can be tricked into being good little girls and boys. The same way we were tricked into it and promised some reward to come.
But when the tricks wouldn't work,
They're learning. They're actually learning.
their world fell apart.
Let him go! God damn it! I'll cut you in half.
Shoot that woman or you're dead.
It wasn't very nice, you know. That wasn't very nice at all. You can just sit there in the dark, think about what you've done. Think about it. Think.
The dead shall have their day. Day of the Dead.
Extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah, so that trailer isn't hugely reflective of the final product. It's a bit silly, where Day of the Dead is on the whole a much darker and more deadpan entry into the Living Dead series. We enter the story several years after the events of Dawn of the Dead. The war is over and zombies have overrun the world. Best estimates that every human survivor is outnumbered by 400,000 zombies. Ugh. One group of survivors is holed up in an underground bunker somewhere in the Everglades. The group is made up of civilians, soldiers and scientists who are hard at work trying to find a solution to the zombie crisis. Except things are a little tense. The soldiers being on the front line are rapidly losing patients and men. As we arrive at the base, we discover that the lead soldier, the commanding officer, has been killed, and that the considerably unhinged Captain Rhodes, played by the sublime Joseph Pilato, has taken over. Dr. Sarah Bowman, played by Cardille, is quick to come to blows with Rhodes and urges calm between the three groups. Things have perhaps got a little bit too bad, with Rhodes demanding what on earth the lead scientist, Dr. Logan, or Frankenstein as they call him. Eventually it's revealed that he's been performing grisly dissections of the zombies, with an aim to train them and make them docile and able to perform simple tasks. Best example is one zombie affectionately known as Bub, who is able to use everyday items and, at one point, almost speaks. Things eventually come to a head when the lack of communication, the growing atmosphere of paranoia and tension, and then the discovery that Dr. Logan is completely insane, sets actions into motion that lead to the bunker being overrun by what can only be described as a masterclass in special effects, shock and drama. The performances from the cast are flawless, Joe Pilato developing a fully deserved cult following for his unhinged portrayal of Rhodes. That's the main takeaway for me. Day of the Dead oozes with passion and love, especially from Tom Savini, whose props and special effects seem to be believed, so ahead of their time. In fact, the only thing is, it does make me a little bit hungry. Day of the Dead is the absolute gold standard, and it holds up to today. My only issue, really, with Day of the Dead is it's really quite hard to find. I think there's legal issues or something. Because I get a really bad DVD copy, and even then that was quite hard to find. If you can get a copy anyhow, anyway, I mean, you just have to get it, really. Just get it however you can. It's wonderful, really, really enjoyable. George Romero, Tom Savini, the entire cast. Absolutely. This is good. I'll see you tomorrow.